everyone, my name is Rowena Falsanella and I will be giving you my big pitch for an employee retention campaign for my company, Panasonic Avionics. So let's talk about the strategic challenge my company is facing. Last December, the U.S. Bureau of Labor reported that 4.3 million Americans made the decision to quit their jobs. But for employees like myself, our frustrations with the organization have been building even before the Great Resignation. An indictment by the DOJ in 2018 mandated executive leadership changes and triggered massive upheaval. Prior to COVID, the company simply chalked up employee departures to ongoing issues and organizational changes. Fast forward 4 years later, and the pandemic significantly halted travel and our industry, triggering major layoffs. Concerned, the company focused on developing stay campaigns, which singled out high-performing employees in hopes to retain them. However, the Great Resignation only fueled the fire for employees to move to greener pastures. And despite these challenges, the redeeming factor is Panasonic Avionics is not alone. Every industry across the globe is experiencing this type of employee retention issues. And although the feelings and negative sentiments may be deeper ingrained with my company, my proposal is to help persuade and retain employees while reinforcing that Panasonic is willing to support them. Numerous studies have been conducted on the Great Resignation, and research has shown that the common thread that seems to be missing is the need for employees to reassess what matters most to them. This requires some soul searching on the part of the employee to better understand where to focus, how to reshift their mindset from victims to active participants in their role as employees. That means diving in deeper to uncover what matters most to them. What are the struggles they are encountering and how can Panasonic help? And how can we create opportunities for employees to, 1, gain meaning, and 2, provide value back to the organization? The campaign outcome is to empower employees to take ownership of their career development, re-examine their role and position, and look forward to the opportunities that lie ahead. And of course, sharing the honest experience of this process to raise awareness and champion progress with other employees is key. So what are the theories that will guide this campaign? It's cognitive dissonance theory, elaboration likelihood model, and attitude behavioral theory. Cognitive dissonance occurs when an individual's behavior is inconsistent with their thoughts and beliefs. This theory is a significant one for this campaign because employees feel anger and angst with their role and the organization. Leveraging this disagreement and underlying tension will help to motivate employees to change their attitude and create consistency between their thoughts and behaviors. For elaboration likelihood model, the shift in attitude, behaviors, and actions via the central route is needed to create longer-lasting changes. Creating ways to make employees become self-aware with the message will lead to strong motivation for change. Having them carefully weigh the option and how it affects them based on their values and personalities is key. Attitude behavioral approach. The reasoned action model framework helps us understand how attitudes towards the behavior, perceived norms, and perceived behavioral control determines people's intentions. It is through these attitudes, beliefs, and values that we will be able to solicit a change in mindset. The target audience is between the ages of 26 to 57 and represent employees who have been working for Panasonic for at least 5 years or more. I'll highlight the critical variables about each target audience, including psychographic characteristics to consider for my campaign. Millennials are focused on achieving a better work-life balance. Financial security benefits are less important when compared to overall well-being. Living a healthier lifestyle, nurturing personal relationships, greatly outweighed staying at a job. This group also desires more feedback than most. They want to know how they are doing. They place high value in personal sessions with their leadership team or direct manager, but it must be enriching and be personalized to their needs. Tailored coaching sessions with actionable feedback to develop the employee's skills and performance were crucial factors in retention. Gen X, they're slightly older, likely in mid-level management or leadership positions. But because of financial insecurities and past economic hardship, they tend to have a more cynical view on life and employment, despite their resourcefulness and self-reliant tendencies. Financial security and stability are crucial to this group. Although resignations for this demographic have increased during the Great Resignation, many have opted to stay with their current employer because they've found it challenging to secure a similar position with the same perks and salary. Despite the opportunities elsewhere, this group also struggles with unmet employer expectations. So, feelings of dissatisfaction with their role, lack of promotions, and opportunities for personal growth shown their way is a factor. So the big idea, well, it's a combination of various efforts between our human resources and culture teams. These activities have been in the works for the last few months, but have only begun rolling out the last few weeks. It involves injecting communication strategies aligned with persuasive tactics to help build awareness about the need, educate on the process, and champion individual employee progress. It's centered around the idea of nurturing a community, those that have been involved in the program of employee exploration redefinition with the outcome of gaining more security and happiness in their role. So the key areas is taking the theoretical learnings to make the messaging featured on the online and virtual communities resonate, and using the storytelling aspects to create content to be featured on various channels to persuade employees to reconsider, reevaluate their beliefs and perceptions, and become self-aware enough to take action and take part in empowering themselves. Through nurturing authentic relationships, which resonates with millennial audiences, and redefining roles and responsibilities, which resonates with our Gen X audiences, I hope to help reshift employee mindsets from victims to active participants in their role as employees. The campaign elements will require partnering with HR and culture to track the progress of their activities so that we can begin drafting communications and messages based in theory to appeal to the audience and enable better absorption of the messages. Focusing on redefining, reimagining, and pivoting your career are key themes. Supporting the concept that work overall and people have fundamentally changed, and using this to ask the questions that will eventually spark conversations. Also, reinforcing that this is a top-down initiative stemming from the CEO, supported by leadership and down to managers is key. Prompting employees to want to know more by teasing them with materials already developed and encouraging discussions as part of their fiscal year 2022 goal setting. Sources to help influence the target audience include HR business partners as a source of support, encouraging leadership to meet with them regularly and track their progress, establishing campaigns around stories via written messages and videos featuring respected peers and their progress in the program is essential, including transparency of their own employee experiences, and then disseminating them through existing platforms like the company intranet, ongoing team meetings, fireside chat and CEO addresses, and using the departmental newsletters and internal social media platforms will help filter the message down. So, it's all about empowering employees to take ownership of their career development, re-examining their role and position, and looking forward to opportunities that lie ahead through honest experience and championing progress with other employees. I hope you've enjoyed my pitch.